Story Shorts brings you an inside look into WXYZ's investigation into the failures of Michigan's mental health system. Ross Jones explains how he went about telling these stories through the experiences of the affected and their loved ones and the people with the power to change the status quo.
The best way we thought of telling it was kind of through the lens of somebody who's dealing with it all the time, and these parents primarily who see a loved one who's having a crisis, come to the conclusion they need to seek help, and then what do they do after that? And so each story kind of followed this pattern of their process that usually lasted many years of going to the hospital and maybe getting better for a little bit, but not staying well, and going again, and then ultimately some awful thing happens. And then once we showed the problem and gave a few examples to show it was bigger than just a few people, then the next step was to talk to people who could address it and see what their explanations were and whether or not they made sense. So I think the pattern was kind of, it followed most other stories that we do, identify the problem, tell it in a way that people can relate to and care about, and then the accountability that you always need to see when you talk to somebody who's in a position to fix this and for whatever reason hasn't. And I will say that this is surely going to be the most challenging from a time standpoint of the stories that I've probably done, because if there's going to be meaningful change in this area, it's going to be years from now.